sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Arua Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Arua City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
At UNOC, we believe in safety.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you for keeping it with us on UBC TV. Now we are discussing politics, and this morning we want to look at the Wananchi Economic Agenda Manifesto for Inclusive Prosperity and the NRM party system now. Why the topic? Because the person I have for a long time, this is the agenda he has been pushing for. But this time around, he comes, yes, with that as something very important he's pushing for, but also now he's a contestant. That is for the NRM top organ position. That is the SEC Vice Chairperson, Western Uganda. Join me, welcome my guest, Dick Nwamanya Kamuganga, who is a candidate for that position. You're most welcome.
Thank you very much, my friend, for inviting me to be here. Viewers, good morning. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Dr. Dick Kamuganga. I'm currently the president of Uganda National Farmers Federation, and I also teach at Makerere University. I teach economics and agribusiness and agriculture economics, and at the same time, I sit on a various number of committees in government agencies and boards. The reason why I'm here this morning is to speak about my candidature and the values that I stand within NRM. That is the vice chairperson of NRM within the Western region.
Now, Doctor, to get you right, what brings you into this position? What are the reasons Why are you coming? For Western, you're already 11 people. You make the number, and it's the biggest area or position that, when we look at regionals, that has been highly contested, because others have 5, have 6. You're 11 already. Why did you come up for this position?
First, I believe in NRM ideology with 4 principles. The principle of patriotism, the principle of Pan-Africanism, the principle of democracy, and socio-economic transformation. And my candidature is anchored around socio-economic transformation. You have seen our party chairman. Recently has been moving across the country, mobilizing people for wealth creation. Let me remind you on the 4 ATMs, when he says the ATMs, agriculture is number 1, but he also tells us that's the real economy. And as the farmers, I represent the smallholder and medium and large farmers in the country, and he calls us the wealth creators, the real wealth creators. And the real wealth creators have not been seeing the regular politicians, my honorable minister and all the members of parliament. After they finish receiving their vote, but my credentials are strong on 1, identification of the households that are involved in wealth creation, mobilizing them, organizing them, empowering them. And on socio-economic transformation, I've followed our party chairman very deeply. And it is supported by my own training. I have a first degree in agriculture economics and rural development, a second degree in agriculture economics and rural development, both from Makerere University, a third degree in international economic development from the University of Geneva in Switzerland, the fourth degree, that's the PhD, the last degree, also in international economics and development. Why did I do international economics and development? It is in line with the thinking of our party chairman. When you have finished to produce for the market, then you got to look for the market. In fact, when I was, before I came back to the grassroots, I was part of the negotiating team of the Republic of Uganda through the Ministry of Trade, Interinstitutional Trade Committee. The reason is simple. You have finished the production, then you need to look for the market. And this is the thinking of our party chairman. But for a prosperous party, we actually need wealthy people. That's why the chair talks about wealth creators. So in this context, to answer your question, why Kamganga, now joining an overcrowded race within the Western region? First and foremost, I think that based on the first principle of the socio-economic transformation, I'm the most qualified candidate among the pack that is in Western region. By training, by practice, I have been at the grassroots. Up in the country, in social media, they call me the village philosopher, because I spend most of my time at the grassroots. And a stronger grassroots party, socially, economically transformed, is a revolutionized party. Remember, NRM party is a revolutionary party, basically a party of the masses.
Now, that said, of course, the credentials define it all, yes, credential-wise. But what is the role of SEC?
This is the highest party organ in policy formulation.
Now, because you have your plan.
Yes.
How does your position enable you to achieve that? We don't want to be like these MPs who will tell you, I'm going to build roads, I'm going to build bridges. When you tell them, where are you going to construct a bridge? We don't have a river. Then they will tell you, I'll construct the river first, then the bridge. I mean, they'll promise even what is not in their mandate. Now, we've known what you want to do.
Yes.
How does your being on SEC enable the change that you're talking about?
One of the core principles of SEC, core functions of SEC, is policy formulation for the party.
Okay.
And second, this policy, once it is formulated, it has to be implemented. And third, the implementation has to be supervised. And fourth, the leadership on the grassroots level structure, throughout the structure. The vice chairperson is deputizing the chair within that region and represents it, but also complements the chair in the implementation and supervision of the lowest structures. But let me remind you, once you have achieved the chairmanship, you are the vision bearer of the party. And once you have the disciples, I am disciple number one. Besides the high priest, I'm disciple number one within the party in that particular region. So I will be. But I particularly love as I said, I love the ideology that of His Excellence on transforming households. But these households need to be mobilized. In his vision of the party, I have said it has the 4 principles, and socioeconomic transformation is one of them, and where it turns out that basically this is where my strengths in expertise, my strengths in practice, my strengths in association. The people down in the grassroots, they can't ask who is Kamganga. No, they already know. And we know most of I coined the term, said, it is easy to vote for people who have capacity to mobilize you to develop themselves. My mission is simple. I may not have the monetary capacity to mobilize, to be voted to develop myself, but I have capacity, educated, to mobilize and develop the wealth creators, the president.
Now you're talking about the people on the ground, but remember you're voted by delegates.
Yes.
And this will be, I think, in Kororo this time around.
Yes.
Now, among the 11, that is because there's also a vetting process. And I love the way the NRM does these things. Because, yes, many pick forms. You can be 11 of you, but there is that voting process, which may see 2, 3. I remember one time I was in Nambole when SEC was voting. And one thing I enjoyed the way how people were being told to step down for others. I said, what a party. And things moved on. Well, that, no, this time we have resolved there and there. But in case nothing happens, and the delegates conference happens, 11 of you are there, people have to line behind a candidate of their choice. How do you see your chances to come out as a winner among us? Because they're all big shots, I must say.
Yes, they are big shots.
Western has big shots.
Yeah,
not that other regions don't have.
Yeah, Western has big shots. But here the question is... that's a question of ability. And one of the things of the requirement to be nominated, they ask us to submit our CVs. And I do believe if the vetting committee was to examine based on capabilities and strengths, and based on this specific, I have heard people, I'm not here to talk about other candidates.
No, I'm going to talk about any other candidate.
But I have heard people talking about these people are too occupied, and they are in many portfolios. My portfolio, which I am anchoring my candidature, is the thing I do for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner. So when the party gives me this portfolio, they are very sure that this man is going to deliver on this particular mandate. Whether it is generation of policy ideas, whether it is a generation of policy implementation approach, whether it is supervision of policy, whether it's especially on wealth creation, which is very fundamental. I am a student of history in development. Lee Kuan Yew says, we needed to liberate our people from poverty to be able to strengthen Singapore and the party that is in leadership. If you listen very carefully as well, right now, they will tell you, oh my God, Xi Jinping He's the man who has lifted in less than a generation and the largest number of people out of poverty. And to complete the agenda, His Excellency started in 2013 when they were saying, oh, the army wealth creators, Operation Wealth Creation.
Yes.
By then we had the numbers, 69% of our people were working for Chidachoka. When he put in the Operation Wealth Creation, Katabakorera Chidachoka, they are only 39%. 30% of the people have disappeared from Chidachoka, entered the market. Now, my role and my competence against all these guys that are in the race, they are going to tell you, no, I am the only specialist in rural economic transformation by training, by practice, and by delivery. So that's why I say, if they read my manifesto, if they allow me to read my CV, and allow, you invite me here, you will outline the one-inch economic agenda. It doesn't differ. It's completely aligned with the vision of the chairman. Is our role leader, the vision, the director of vision. Once the director of vision says run, I was telling people, I am his son, just 2 years younger than the general, the first son, meaning that I am in the bracket of sons who they say run and deliver. I will do what? I will deliver.
Very interesting. I have my guest here with whom Doctor, he's saying, yes, here I am, I'm presenting myself, and the Central Executive Committee for the Vice Chairperson, Western Region, that is the NRM party that will soon also, during the Delegates Conference now, elect these regional representatives. And he's choosing the West. There are 11 in the rest so far, and of course we know it could be moving down, the lining up that day, or NRM as a mass party has so many ways of dealing with certain things, or maybe the voting could, whatever it is, he says he's ready to take on that. Now, Doctor, what is your strength on ground? You see, this is also another complicated vote. Many of the people that may be seeing you may not be voters. That is the challenging factor. Here it is not like you go for this NRM primaries where the party members, you know very well now it is delegates. You're the president of Uganda Farmers Federation. You've talked about this very good CV. You lecture in Makerere. Now, first and foremost, you people are not, I was speaking to Honorable Richard Todong, who said we don't even have a reason why they should move around the country campaigning, yet they are voted by only delegates. What is your track record within your party?
My track record within my party, I thank you for this question. Now, look, everything has a beginning. And every opportunity has to be grabbed when it avails itself. Within the party, I was that cadre who was royally onto the pillar that I have chosen. I mean, I couldn't choose, I'm not a specialist on the issues of democracy, blah, blah, blah. But what I know, actually the democracy that I know is that you faithfully present your agenda, and faithfully people go and vote. And I'm glad we are leaning into that direction. But what I have been executing since I returned from school, I have never held another job. I chose two particular jobs. One was to teach in Makerere University, because you are teaching numbers, massive, and based on NRM principles, especially patriotism and Pan-Africanism. Then the second was to deal with rural people. That is the development part of it. Go in the rural areas, identify the households, mobilize these households, organize these households, and empower them, which is in line. I have seen, I used to say, well, the teachers that have worked here on earth, First, Jesus Christ walks as the greatest teacher. The second greatest teacher to walk here is, in my opinion, is President Museveni. He goes to teach people. And I remember one time there is a clip where Mwalimu Julius Nyerere says, when you have a head of state who picks a piece of chalk and goes to lecture his nation, then that nation has a great future. Similarly, so my modeling is around the great teacher, who is the chair of the party and who has demonstrated that actually you can teach. He even has mentioned this in the history of evolution of NRM, where he says, my first role after school in high school, around the age of 21, I was already mobilizing farmers in North Ankole to move away from their traditional way of keeping cows to the modernized way of keeping cows. So I'm reading the script of socio-economic transformation as laid down by our party chairman. So that's why I say my allegiance, my loyalty, my track record is available to be traced. My first priority, because he says the same leaders, the same Pan-Africanists, which are the mentors of our president, like Julius Nyerere, tells education is the key out. So I first finished school. When I finished school, I didn't go into the big stuff or whatever. No, I ran to teach and to mobilize community for socio-economic transformation. So I have a very solid track record, not even coming from opposition, blah, blah. No, very solid. As a child, I started my inspiration. The first time I had a head-on, very close association with the party chairman was in Kacheko on 12th of May 1995. As I was a teenager there. So I got excited and then enrolled entered on the bus. And since then, I've never left that bus. So in that question, in that spirit, therefore, this is why I'm saying, for me, the opportunity to come, if you are saying on the strengths of the big shots, I don't need to be a minister to be known as a royal and a strong cadre for the, I don't,
Uganda having taken some few positions before in the party.
In the party. No, I took the position of delivery, service delivery, working for the people. Some people say leadership is not necessarily the holding of the position, but producing results. So that is something I have dedicated my life to, learning from our party leader. As I've told you, when Julius Mwalimu Nyerere says that when a nation has a leader who gets a piece of chalk and starts teaching his people and demonstrating those people, then that nation has a great future. So as far as I'm concerned, for me, it doesn't matter whether you have a big cars or you are moving in a lead car. No, me, I am like himself. You have seen how he moves around.
You're presenting yourself that way, and you're relying on the fact that you have the credentials to say. Well, time seems to be flying very fast, and of course, good things usually come to an end very fast as well. But the NRM party is carrying out internal democracy. And also here is a brother who is saying, no, I want that top organ. I want to be a member there and enable that in terms of policy formulation, there's so much we can put in. Now, I'll give you 2 minutes to have your parting shot, please.
Thank you so much. Now, in case you have just joined us, dear viewer, here is Dr. Dick Nuwamanyaka Muganga, currently the president of Uganda National Farmers Federation, and at the same time, a lecturer at Makerere University, where I teach development economics, agriculture economics, and agribusiness. I am standing for the NRM vice chairperson in the Central Executive Committee, coming on 27th and 28th of August. Please, if you're a delegate, cast your vote to me. Why? I have indicated to me in the 4 NRM principles, my candidature is anchored on the principle of socio-economic transformation. And the reason is simple, because I have said I've watched our party leader, I've watched the party vision, and I have watched our party steps by step when he said the people, the households in the farming sector, 85%, which they say is the backbone of the country, are in the rural areas and the one pushing the frontiers of development. And here is where I am a key identifier, a key mobilizer, a key organizer, and a key empowerer of these household wealth creators. So together, if you give me your vote on 27th, 28th, our party will be extending the frontier of socio-economic transformation. At least, I've been advised by managers of time and managers of, say, of vision. Say, choose one thing and deliver on it. Me, I'm choosing socio-economic transformation. The Wananchi, my people have described me as a Wananchi candidate for Wananchi people for the strengths of the party. That's it. That's how I look forward for your overwhelming support in the coming elections.
Well, thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
It's been nice seeing you in that yellow shirt.
Thank you
I
so
see
much.
the bus.
Thank
And
you.
of course, may the best candidate win.
Thank you.
Have the best of your day. Thank you so much for being with us from 6:30 till now. God bless you. God bless Uganda.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Teens Crown, an amazing off-the-hook youth program, brings you an array of fun, exciting, and educative segments you do not want to miss. From red carpet moments to proms, youth empowerment programs to youth gig vibes, and so much more, Teens Crown will get you hooked. Only on UBC TV every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Don't miss.
Musumba Ezekiel okuva Kenya, musajja wa Katonda, Mukama amukozesa mujje mu crusade egenda okubeera ekirombe, manye obulamu bwammwe tebugenda kusigala kyekimu.
Uganda, are you ready for the biggest revival explosion? New Reference Center the Church presents a revival healing crusade by pastor and an international evangelist, Ezekiel from Kenya.
Shine, 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 you shine and you shine, and just in the name of Jesus.
It will be held from 13th to 17th August 2025 at Zambia Chirombe Grounds, Kampala. Time 8 a.m. Come and take your miracle.
Mwenna abantu b'ekirombe mwenna abali awo mujje mu lukuŋŋaana. The Lord will seriously bless you.
All you are welcome.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders